Just getting started on the YouTube. And then the past 2 weeks, I've forgotten to click record here, so I can't forget to record. Even though it's started on the YouTube. Even though it's kind of neat to be able to share the YouTube link on Facebook inside of the group. This way, at least we get somebody over there watching us on YouTube. But anyway, hello and good morning, everyone, or good afternoon to those of you over there in the Florida or on the East Coast. This is our Monday Mastermind. This is something that we do every single Monday, 12 Eastern Standard Time. This is part of a group that I like to call the Lost Transition. We've been doing this for over 3 years. And it's just a chance for like-minded entrepreneurs like myself, leaders, if you will, or even for some home, something that we do. It takes a lot to learn. So those are the kind of things that we talk about here every Monday. We give the opportunity to kind of hear from the audience. We like to listen to what wins that they're going through. This way we can share those with the world, especially if you're over there on YouTube land. If you want to join us live, more than welcome to pop in here live. You can go to thelosttransition.com/live every Monday at 12 Eastern Standard Time. So I have some things to share that I'm definitely gonna share with you guys, but I like to start with you guys that are in the audience there. Who cares to step up to the plate first? Talk about your wins. Let's see what happened last week. And then I've got content that we're going to talk about today, which is building your tribe. I think it's going to be a fascinating discussion. We'll open it up for questions, get some feedback, and have some fun with it. So, who wants to share first? Go ahead, Vicky.
I feel like I'm getting better at doing the live conferences. I'm starting to feel more comfortable when I do them. I'm not, I still haven't quite owned the entire message every time. So I mean, I'm still reading a little bit, but I have been doing more like where you take somebody through and you're screen sharing. And I'm like, and when I get into that, I'm really good at what I'm doing, on what I'm talking about, and I have more confidence with it. So that I would consider that a win for me for this week.
That's a beautiful thing, girl. And there's nothing wrong with having notes either. I mean, I've got notes, right? Don't get me wrong. When I say on the message, it doesn't mean that you can't have notes. And I don't know if you say this or not, but there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, I've got some notes that I'm going to draw from here." So if you see me looking down or off to the screen someplace crazy, like there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of owning that message as well, right? Really, what it comes down to is when you read whatever that line is what we've said before, which is just get out of your head and into your heart. Talk about what you know about it, right? So with you doing a screen sharing, and if you know what it is that you're sharing with people because you know your product, you know your back office, well, that's going to all obviously exude confidence. And the more confidence that you exude, you're perceived as a leader. And then ta-da, well, yeah, people are going to want to join you because you're the leader that you are or the leader that you have become. So congratulations, girl. Super proud of you. Thank you for sharing. Awesome stuff. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, Robert.
Go ahead, brother.
Two things. Number one, I started a few weeks back. I may have mentioned it here that I was writing articles on LinkedIn about AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to do it daily, but I can't quite get it daily. At least Monday through Friday, I'm trying. But I can tell you that I guess it works because one of my old partners in a different company that he was very difficult to work with, but he reached out to me. He scheduled an appointment on Thursday, but he missed it. But he rescheduled for today at 2:30. So I'll be able to show him a little bit about NowSite and see if he's interested in that or not, and also, see what he's doing. So, and
Right
then
on.
my other win is I saw your video, and I remember I asked you about how you made that video.
Yeah, yeah.
I was able to replicate something similar in Canva since
Sweet.
Lisa and I already paid for Canva, so I was able to do that, and I posted it today. About an event we got going on tonight, the Gel and Tell. So I was able to do that, and it worked out real well. So
Nice, nice. So the video came out great and everything, huh?
yeah, I recorded the video here on Zoom, had it saved to the computer, and then uploaded to Canva. And I made one wide, but it wanted to treat it like a reel, so I made it in reel format instead, and it turned out pretty good. So
I love that. I love that. Great. And thanks for sharing. Hey, quick question for you since this is, the place to talk about this stuff. How proficient would you say that you were in editing skills before you started this network marketing thing?
uh, we doing like editing video stuff like that.
Yeah, like the what you just told me that you did, could you have done that? Like when did you start in your journey?
Oh, well, I started network marketing back in '04, but I wasn't promoting and doing social media yet. So around 2010, when I joined a company called My Video Talk, it
Uh-huh.
was video email at the time. And that's where I started learning how to edit videos and stuff like that back then. So,
Okay. But back then you didn't really know what you were doing, right?
no, YouTube was my friend.
I,
But I'm
I
also
guess
the type that I just dig in. So,
I'm trying to point out, I guess, that, for people that might be out there watching, that you don't have to be afraid of the technology, right? There's things that you can learn. We always talk about, especially in day one of our boot camp that we put out, is that the three different ways that we're going to get things done is getting them done ourselves, outsourcing, or a combination of the two, right? But once you learn how to do like video editing, video stuff, like that just makes you that much better. That gives you a better skill set. You can do way more for your team. You can be more of a leader. You can create the videos for your team. Like there's so many things that you could do. So, but kudos, brother. Kudos.
thank you. And the way I've always told people is, Tato, you can't break it. So dig into it.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah, I like to
most
say,
things technology wise are designed for you not to be able to break.
right. I
So
like to say, pretend it's a new car. What do we do when we get a new car? We just touch all the buttons, right? See what everything does. Right? What's this do? What's that do? Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that share.
thank you.
Anybody else got some wins to share? All right, there I am. Good morning or good afternoon.
Yeah, it's still morning, and I haven't been doing too much talking today, so please excuse my voice. This is still my morning voice.
We hear you loud and
Uh,
clear, Dave. Good deal.
Thank you. So yeah, I put on that women's veterans event last
Yes.
night.
How'd it
Yes.
go?
Yeah, so yeah, I had a caterer that's just I said it probably maybe 20. It was over like 35 people and counting. I don't remember what the total amount was yet. So Arba helped me put together you know, um, a landing page. So if you go to ladyveterans.com, I guess I'll put it in there.
Yeah, please.
Um, yeah, lady. And then I created a theme song for us for lady veterans. And so yeah, and I created like two or three, about three. One is like camouflage love is talking about, it's love is different in camouflage.
I
You
love it.
know?
I love it. Love
But the one that's on the landing page is called "We'll Rise," and it talks about we're women, we're warriors, and we'll rise no matter what the thing is, because we don't carry our uniform, our status on us, so you don't really know who we are. Hopefully, the link works, and yeah, and I want to share a message I got this morning from one of the veterans, if it's okay. Okay. It says, I just want to say thank you. Tonight meant more to me than I could ever express in words. As I stood there sharing my military experience and parts of my trauma I carry, I felt everyone's strength surrounding me. Everyone who came who came created a safe space to give each other the courage to be vulnerable and honest. The presence of sisters, the silent understanding looks, and heartfelt support reminds me why others fight. Story of our soul each by showing up, by listening, and by caring. Thank you again for the opportunity to allow me to speak and continue this important work. Your support doesn't just touch my heart, it helps me touch others' hearts. I am forever grateful to have such an amazing chosen family in my corner.
Wow,
That
how
was a text message I got. Yeah.
wow.
And
Gotta make
so,
you feel like 10 feet tall and bulletproof, huh?
and I'm always saying I'm quitting, I'm not doing anything, and I was just like, it was it was the almost the last day of Women's History Month, and it was just an idea. I was like, why don't we do something for a lady veteran, since I'm the president of the Veteran Service Council, and we have a place in Tulsa where veterans can get together and get resources and talk amongst each other. It's kind of like a day room. And so they opened up their doors and embraced me. They had volunteers there helping me. We had a thing there for suicide prevention. There was a bunch of people on a Sunday from 3 to 5.
Love it.
And so it was really, even the kids that came with me, mine, they said they actually had fun. They thought there was going to be boring.
Good.
And so, yeah, we did interactive activities to make them talk and share and stuff like that. So,
The
yeah, it
kids
was
too?
really good. Huh?
The kids got to get involved too?
So they did their own. I had them do something different. I helped them because we did a thing called speed mixing.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like speed dating, but speed mixing. And so I
Uh,
paired them in the line. It was like a Soul Train line.
Okay.
And I even got a picture of me dancing in the middle. And so I had them talk, and then one of them, 1 minute, one person talks, and minute the other person talks, and then one line rotates around until we get to and then a couple of people, the kids chose a couple of people who were going to be the ones to introduce a random person they just met based on all the interactions they had. And also the kids helped me with the timing, and they were like, switch, change over.
I love it.
They were
Oh,
involved,
that
and they
is
were my
awesome.
greeters and stuff. So yeah, it was great.
Man, that's awesome. How did you get the word out? That was a local event. How did you get the word out? You had an email
So
from being president of the.
yeah, well, that just happened in January, so I didn't really have a list. There were some people I reached out from before. There's a couple of ladies, they had lists, so they um blasted their list and then on their Facebook. And so when people came to me and they're like, "Yeah, when I saw there was a thing for women," they were like, "Oh my gosh, clear my schedule, whatever." Someone else said, "Yeah, I came on Saturday." Was like, "Where's everybody at?"
So
And then she realized it was Sunday.
what was the overall expectation from your mind? How many people did you think would be there?
Yeah, I didn't, I was like, well, I don't know, maybe, I told the caterer maybe 20. Let's just do 20. I kind of, people started calling me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna bring 3 people. I'm gonna bring," one person brought like 10 people.
Oh,
Yeah,
love
and
it.
so that really boosts the whole thing.
Absolutely love that. And so you
Yeah,
had 35 or more at least, right? You said?
yeah, yeah.
Love it. Congratulations, girl. I
Thank
love that. Love that
you.
vision. Gene, you had something you wanted to add or answer or
Yeah,
ask?
to add, Doria, you're meant to empower women.
Amen.
I don't know if you realize that or not. You need to take that, you need to own it, run with it. It's yours. So
Thank
thank
you so much. And it's so funny because in the military, I didn't deal with women. They were mostly all men. So I was like, women, I don't want to talk about their cats and
but
they talk about their humans. I remember this one lady says, "Oh my gosh, I have emergency." They said Priscilla it has to go to the hospital or somebody's sick. And I was like, "Oh my gosh,"
Oh,
thinking it's a child, it's their cat. So I was like, "Oh my gosh."
That is absolutely
But yeah, so
hilarious.
they're not cats. They just gravitate to me. So I just learned to love and respect our women, and there's a lot of relatable stuff, and it was just different on a professional level. So I appreciate that, Jane.
You know what I love, and I'd like to just touch and maybe you can, throw in your 2 cents about what I'm getting ready to say here. But wasn't this just a recent pivot, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it was just oh yeah, let me just throw something together. And then I realized, oh my gosh, people started responding. So I grabbed Arba Thursday night and I said, do you have time to put a landing page together? I went to Chat GTP, looked at different areas, and I said, I'm not going to hit on every area. I'm just going to do 3 areas. And that was opportunity to connect to fellow veterans, rebuild confidence and purpose, and resources to assist transitioning to civilian life, which is about getting your money and getting your business. And I said, this is in the same lane I'm in. These are the only 3 lanes I want to be. And I said, well, I guess I need to put something up just in case people want to know more about me or whatever. And so we threw this together. She did this on Friday. And
Nice.
then, and so
Love it.
yeah, and I use the AI thing to create my songs. And
Love it.
in a couple of days, we up and running.
Absolutely love it. Congratulations. And the stories you're sharing, as you can tell, if you're looking at everybody in the video, it just brings a smile to everyone's face. So
Thank
congratulations. That's
you.
some awesome wins. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that,
Thank
girl.
you.
Anybody else want to share? Like, man, I gotta follow Dorea. What? I think it's gonna be like that once a week here. Man, I don't want to follow her. No, I love to hear you guys' wins though. Anybody else? And hello, welcome Curtis, Nichelle, Jackie, Catherine, Vic. I don't know if I get to say hello, welcome. Rita.
Yep, yep.
Sure.
Okay, so tomorrow through Friday, I will be moderating a conference for compliance ed, which also talks about money laundering. So there'll be people from different companies there, and they're kind of secretive about their identities. So I have to be careful about how I approach them because I want to talk about stem cell, well, not stem cell, just crystal patches that we offer because it's worldwide. But I also want to talk about Got Backup. So I have a great audience just to have, a simple conversation with them about um, you know, what they do. Just have conversations. You get the drift.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was able to bring somebody on board to Now Site,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was a give to get. And I really I set him up and he finally got to the point where he was ready to purchase. And when they're ready, they let you know.
Yeah.
So he's having his virtual assistant to help him. So she'll have access to that, but he won't be doing the work because he's not technologically inclined. So I was excited about that. And I did get, I don't know if I said it before because I don't think it happened. But anyway, did I say I got two leads. I have no idea. I mean, one said she got it from Google. I don't know where the other one said she got it from, but that I think the Google My Business is something that's pretty powerful. And one said, I just wanted to see a lady. I wanted to purchase from a girl, a female. So I thought, well, that's some insight. So whatever that is, I'm doing it and it's working. So there you go. Unsolicited, however they got to me. I was just happy to see it.
Right. Oh, congratulations. Yay. So some more business growth. That's always great. Right. We do the right things, have the right conversations. And what I really loved is what she said too, is like when they're ready, they'll let you know. Right. So there's no chasing, there's no, hey, jump into my business, none of that nonsense. I love that. It's So congratulations, my friend. Anyone else got anything they want to share? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Catherine. Ah, I'll start calling on people. Talk to me, girl. Are you doing some phone calls or what? Actually, maybe I should wait until the 5th to talk to you
Yeah,
about that, huh?
yeah. Robert, you know that I don't like to talk, even though I do have successes. I'm not, I don't, I just, I'm working on me.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, I do have some successes. Um, I have one trucker to sign up.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah. And
Did that come from your phone calls?
yes. Um,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm posting on LinkedIn.
Right on.
I did one post and I did one newsletter
Right
on
on.
LinkedIn. So those are my successes.
That's all right. We'll take those wins. We'll take every little win we can get, right? Good job, girl. Congratulations. I love that you're seeing some work from the phone and that script. I love it. Love it. Love it. Congrats. Anybody else got anything they want to share? No? Yes? No? Okay. I'll share I'll share a quick little piece. Last week, as I was mentioning before we started the show, everybody good before I share? Okay. So last week, as I was mentioning, we had bad weather or whatnot. Um, my things that I want to report as far as now site, there are some really cool things that I get to be privy to because of being in the Now Club. So there's some neat things that we were talking about with the artificial intelligence, the way that it's working now with vision. So we have some neat things to look forward to in the near future. Saturday, for those of you that know, I'm in Got Backup. They had a little event up there on Saturday. It was only 2 hours away, so I got to drive up there and got to see Joel Terrian. It had been at least a decade since I was there at the home office. So it was really nice to go back there. Got to see him. I got to see Mikey. Got to meet Yev in person as well. And then I got to see and meet Chris and Tammy in person that flew in from Florida, which was really nice to see and meet them in person as well. Just to hang around with my old friends and then some new friends, all 7, 8 figure earners, that kind of stuff. It was really cool to sit around and when nobody else was around, have our little powwow and the things that you really don't get to experience unless you're physically there, right? So although it wasn't this great big meeting, it wasn't like a ClickFunnels event or anything like that. It was still an event that was held by the company, which is just something to say for those that are watching. If you ever have anything, any types of events that are local in your area, by all means, do your best to get to those, right? But it was really a great experience. I put out a video yesterday about it as well. Today, actually, this morning, got a new member into the team coaching. I added her and welcomed her, which I'm excited to have her on board because I've been looking forward to helping this woman for quite a while. And she, again, like what Rita said, she just showed up. Like she said, it's ready and it's time. On that note, I do want to let everybody know April 5th, the price for our inner circle team coaching will be going up. Instead of $30 per month, it will be going up to $50 per month. So if you know anybody that wants to join that team coaching, we meet every Saturday, 12 Eastern. Well, not every, but every 2 weeks on Saturdays, 12 Eastern Standard Time, where we get a lot of things done. We dig deep, a lot of sales psychology. We pinpoint things that need to be addressed. So if that's something that interests you, just get with me offline. But the price will be going up on the 5th. So those are my wins and my shares. But it was really a great experience, even though it was 2 hour drive there and 2 hours back, and I was kind of tired from the drive. It was just really awesome to see those guys again. And then, oh, I forgot to mention, I got to, if you go look at my video that I created, I took some pictures of my dedicated server that I have there. So I love Got Backup. I've known Joel Cherian for many years. I wouldn't trust anybody else with my data. This isn't necessarily a commercial for them, but so much so that I have a dedicated server that I pay for Muster Us, which is a social network that we will be launching soon. So those are my wins and my shares. Hope you guys enjoy that. Stay tuned. On that note, let's talk about week 13 and let's talk about building your tribe. How's that? So we are going to want to take some notes on this as I'm having this discussion and making your brain work a little bit. You're going to want to write down a few things because I'm most likely going to ask one or two of you, or however many of you that want to participate, to share some of the things that we're writing down, right? So, but ultimately, the goal of this session that we're going to have today is just to kind of empower each one of you guys, right? Um, Not only with the knowledge, but also some different tools and things that we can think about so that you can build what we call a tribe. All of you that are here, thank you. You're all part of my tribe, right? We all love and appreciate each other. We all give value back and forth, which is one of the biggest things, right? To give and receive the value. But ultimately, we're going to talk about tribe. We're going to talk about engagement and also some content strategies as well. So when we talk about tribe, I don't know. Everybody in this political world, I just automatically go back to the Indians, right? To tribe, build your tribe. And sometimes maybe that's not the right way of thinking. But when you look at, in essence, like the word tribe itself, it's just a group of people that are connected through whatever that shared interest is, right? It could be a tribe of women over 40, right? It could be a tribe of women that are military veterans, right? It could be a tribe of people that live in Texas. It really doesn't matter. But ultimately, there's things to consider when we're thinking about, well, how do we build this tribe, especially when it comes to marketing online and doing social media type stuff, right? And we all had to start somewhere. And I've always mentioned to people too, especially those that are in coaching with us, is to get some kind of group together because you don't want to share everything that you have right on your Facebook page. And when you have a group, you have a lot more control over the information that's shared, as well as the people that actually see that information, right? I'm sure it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. But if I have 100 people in a group and I share something with them, the odds of those 100 people are a lot higher than if I put it on my Facebook page where I've got 5,000 friends, as an example, right? Of course, when you're on Facebook, we're talking about those shortcuts. You can use add followers, add highlight, those types of things. But all of those little things are really designed so that you can build this tribe that we're talking about. And by building that tribe, really, it comes down to the engagement. We talk a lot about, or at least the philosophies that I like to put forth when it comes to sales psychology, is really the art of communication, right? Before we started, or I don't know, I think maybe we were recording actually when we talk about owning the message, right? Things like that. But it comes down to the engagement and what you do within that tribe. How are you celebrating their successes? As an example, right? We start every show. I want to celebrate your successes. I want to hear the wins. What's going on in your world? This, what it does, believe it or not, giving away my little trade secrets here, is it raises the energy level, right? If it's done the right way, it raises the energy level. You have other people that are involved, that also brings more of a comfort level as well. Catherine, not to throw her under the bus, she doesn't really like to talk much, but look, we can get her on here and she at least feels comfortable enough to share a few things, right? And everybody's going to be at that different level, especially when it comes to even being on video, right? Many people, when they start this industry, some of them are afraid of video. For me, I don't worry about it. I've been on video since I don't know, since I can remember. I used to not mind having my picture taken, but if I was to go try to take my wife's picture, you would think that I was stealing her soul, right? so, so there's things to be considered about the engagement when it comes to building that tribe as well. And then last but not least, content strategy. So we want to create some type of plan for creating, publishing, and even managing whatever that content is. Sooner or later in Now site, we'll be able to do those kind of things to where, create a post and have it for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and pre-plan a lot of this stuff. But until then, we have to think, what is our content strategy going to be? And if we don't have one, well, why not? Like, why don't we? Realistically, I think that we should have some type of content strategy. I mean, in essence, there's at least one content strategy is to at least post once a day. But even when we post once a day, we have to think about what that content is and where is that content going? And is it even going to our tribe, or is it going to, is it out on Facebook? Or as we mentioned earlier, we've talked a little bit about LinkedIn here and there, right? We got to think, where are we putting these different content pieces, because that's what they are, right? And then when I think about that, it's like, man, we really got to get our marketing mindset moving as well as our communication skills so that we can create these really cool content strategies. Because now, what's the big money makers? Attention, right? So we're all vying for other people's attention. And if you can grab that person's attention long enough, well, maybe it might lead to a relationship, or maybe it might lead to them going to your website, or maybe it might even lead to them showing up to an event in person, right? All of these things matter. So we're going to talk about the core strategies. There's 5 different things that we're going to talk about. Okay. First one, and this is where I really want you to kind of take notes so that we can discuss, is I want you to identify your core values. Think about at least 3 of them. Okay. I want us to begin like literally defining what are the core values that underpin like your brand or your mission. What are those? And some of us may already have these available already, especially if we've been through the boot camp and know who our avatars are and those kind of things. Or maybe those of you that are in our inner circle as well. But the values here that we're talking about, those are the ones that are going to act like the magnet. When you hear me talk about like drawing in your crowd, or using um, the law of attraction, right? Those are literally, those values are what are going to be the magnets that are going to attract those like-minded people to you. Okay. So if you would think about those as we're talking, and maybe write those down. Okay. The second thing that we want to discuss and talk about is creating engaging content. So I want you guys to think about creating some type of strategy, if you will. Maybe Mondays you focus on Facebook, Tuesdays you focus more on LinkedIn, Wednesday you focus more on something or another, right? But at the same token, the beautiful thing about having these tools and artificial intelligence and now site is we have the ability to at least post once daily in all of those different locations, right? But I go back to something that I've said many times before, and I still say it now. It's like, you really want to be careful, though, to not put the identical content up on each and every single platform. Part of the reason that I do this or explain this is because if you know the history of social networking, like I do, because you're a dinosaur in the industry, right? It all started when we ended up like not having MySpace and Facebook came around. Everybody joined Facebook. And then when LinkedIn was available, everybody joined LinkedIn. And what did we do? Well, we went to Facebook, said, hey, follow me on LinkedIn. Right. And then when YouTube, same thing came about. And then TikTok, hey, follow me here. but we're all still pulling from that original content source, which or social media, which was Facebook. So I'm just saying this so that you think about the content that you're putting out there. Maybe change the picture, right? We do have the ability that the text is going to change slightly because of now site and changing the platform design, right? Which is great, makes our job so much easier, right? So create that engaging content, but do it in a way that's going to reflect whatever those values that we just talked about or what you just wrote down. Very clear that we understand the message here that I'm trying to convey to you. Because as I've said before, it's not about us as content creators and saying, oh, I think this would be cool and I like this message, right? Really, it's about what is the person on the other end going to think? How are they going to perceive that message? How is that content strategy going to work? And as we mentioned before, it's all a test anyway, right? And you're really not going to know until you create the content and then you put the content out. And then that's where the data collection comes in. But if you never put any of that content out, then you have no way of collecting that data. Very important that we understand this part. But that data needs to be to where when a person sees it or reads it, that they agree with it most of all, right? They say, oh, she's right or he's right, statement wise, right? But when they say, well, we want to get really good at asking questions and telling stories, yes, we do. But if we go and we create that artificial intelligent post and we just put it out there and we don't read it and think about that question at the end, if that question is too open ended, it's not going to make the reader engage in the content. Okay, I hope that we understand what I'm talking about. And what I mean is there's two different kinds of questions. There's an open-ended question and a closed-ended question. Closed-ended question is designed to get a simple yes or no. Open-ended question is designed to get whatever answer that you're looking for. But if your post creates a deep rooted question to where that person has to really think about it, odds are they are not going to comment. And if they do, you're going to get who knows what kind of crazy fun stuff. I don't know if you've ever gone to a post and just gone into the comments and read comments before. It'll be that kind of thing. It's quite amusing, right? And so, third thing is foster community engagement. One of the things that I do, and you guys see within the Lost Transition, is we invite people, we welcome them, right? We put out a welcome, and then there's members within that community that also welcome them, which is a beautiful thing when we see that. Now, what do? We reward that behavior with also like a love, right? I'm not like trying to keep anything secret from you. This is what I do. You guys notice when I see you guys say welcome to somebody else, I love that because it enforces that sense of community. It allows people again to feel more comfortable. And it allows you to build that tribe and know that, okay, well, hey, this is a safe spot here. I know there's good people around me. And when you can find an environment like that or create that type of environment, you and everybody else will flourish in that type of environment. So we had to foster that community engagement. You can't just, okay, I'm going to open up a group. Hey, if you want to join my group, here it is. And then all you're doing is here, join my stuff, here, join my stuff. Oh, we did this, join my stuff, join my stuff. Right? Within that tribe, within that group, you want to make sure that you're creating that engaging content that also provides value that's directly reflected to the values that you have for your brand. Okay. Number four, which we already kind of touched on, which was leveraging social media, right? We can't be afraid to check out social media. We can't be afraid well, let me put it this way. If we expect our business to grow, we can't be afraid at all. Right. But no one trusts and believe that it's really not that difficult. It goes back to and comes down to what I was talking about with communication. All we're really doing is having conversations, my friend. And it doesn't have to be about business, right? It really doesn't. But we all know how conversations work if we've been paying attention or been around me any amount of time. It's always the same thing. Hey, how's it going over there? Ah, pretty good. What's the weather like? Cool. Oh, what do you do for work? Well, I such and such. Well, what do you do for work? Right? That's the human psyche. That's the human condition. That's just how we respond normally, naturally. But many of us have forgotten how to do that. Right? Many of us have forgotten how to pick up the phone and have a conversation. So back to what we're talking about, leveraging social media. Use LinkedIn. Try it out. You won't know until you try it. Right? I know that for me, Facebook is one of my main staples that I go to, but at the same token, yeah, I have LinkedIn. I've got, every single thing that I can think of that's out there. I got MeWe. I've got all kinds of stuff. Do I go into them all? No, I don't. And I should probably visit more of them more often, right? Alignable, there's another one, right? But get some kind of system down and leverage social media. The other thing to consider here, number 5, is what about hosting regular events? Food for thought, right? Another thing that I've mentioned to my inner circle is doing some type of interview. So, I know Gene does them. I know Gene participates in those, and he hosts events or tries to share things with people. And but I've said this before too. You want to go from zero to hero really quickly. Go find someone in your company or your organization that's doing really well, and ask if you can do an interview with them. Right? Figure it out. Pretty sure it has to be on cell phones. Both of you have to be on cell. And then you have to invite that person. You got to make sure that you're connected on Facebook or what have you. We can always go to YouTube University, like we had mentioned, to figure that out. But host events, right? Maybe you do something once a month. Maybe it's a giveaway or something like that. And in essence, I trust and hope and believe that you'll take the information that we're sharing with you and use it to your advantage, put it behind a capture page, and also build your list at the same time. Gene, go ahead. You got something you want to add?
Yeah, I'm being interviewed by my business partner Lisa tomorrow
Oh,
about your hormone health and the new life and everything like that. And in turn, I'm going to be interviewing her because she's been doing a lot of interviews and no one's interviewed her yet. And we're using Zoom for that. And
yep.
what's great about that is number one, we can post that Zoom event, we can post a link or just upload the video to it. We're not live necessarily promoting the live event, but we can also take that video and put it into Opus or some other platform and get
Right.
clips out of it that become reels to post on social media with just little, snippets of the interview also.
Boom. Absolutely. And that's content. And then you've got content. You're repurposing that content, stretching that content out, putting it on the different platforms for sure. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. Let me see. Question here, Dorea. Will you please give me the 4 points? Are you talking about we said we were going to talk about 5 things, which was core
That's
strategies.
fine.
One was identify your core values, create engaging content, foster community engagement, leverage social media, and host regular events. I think that's what you were asking for, Dure.
Yeah, I was hoping it could be written down, but that's okay. I thank you.
Oh, got you. Well,
I
yeah,
got you, Doria. I'll send you a message afterwards.
there you go.
And Robert, if I could add one more thing too, besides hosting regular events, promoting your company's regular events also.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you that's a touchy subject. Some people, I still would be that person that would try to pique the person's interest, right? Versus saying too much about the company or what it is or the product, right? But two things, whatever works, use it, right? Michelle wanted to know about playing the song. Um, let me see if I can download that real quick. I don't know if we can play it. I don't know if it'll work. Everybody should
Yeah.
be able to download it. And
And
try it.
it's 3 minutes long, so
Oh yeah,
yeah,
download it.
yeah,
Check it out
yeah.
later. I love it though. So cool. So let's get back on track here because we got 10 minutes left, and then now here comes the questions that I want to ask. Okay. Anybody can answer. What values are at the heart of your brand or your mission? Anyone? Raise your hand. Let me know. Gene, go ahead.
Mine are helping others and uplifting others.
Helping others and uplifting others.
That's part of my core values
Okay.
that I hope to engage with,
Okay. Awesome. I love it. Thank you. Vic.
Solving problems and helping others to create financial wealth.
I love that. I love it. And what I love is that it rolled right off your tongue, right? So you could tell it wasn't rehearsed. You believe those core values. So I love that. Thank you for sharing.
I
Keisha.
wish others would listen.
We'll teach you how to make them listen. How's that? Hey, I had a buddy of mine, Vic, that we used to go door to door together, and he used to close high percentage as well. I said, "Hey man, what's your secret?" He said, "Well, when they say no, I just kick them in the head." So I have to teach you how to kick them in the head without them realizing it. Give them some verbal ninja action there. Keisha, how about you?
For me, it's help guide them to the solutions, empower them to be to be the change they need.
I love that. I love that. That resonates with me a lot because those of you that do know me, my mentor told me and taught me is really it comes down to becoming a humble servant leader. Right. And again, it's not about the pitching and selling, it's more about personal development and you becoming that person that leaders or people want to be around. There's some people I know them. I know them. You just don't even want to be in the room with you. They're like energy thieves, energy vampires, that kind of thing. Um, so having good values and being a good person is really what it's all about, becoming that person that
Yeah,
people
the sad part is if I do my job right, then I don't have a job.
I like that. I like that.
It's probably to the point where you don't need me anymore. So hopefully we became good friends in that process. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that too, because before I got my AI avatar, I actually used to get a lot more questions from my teammates. Now I don't hear from them so much, and it's like, oh, I miss them. I hope they're missing me too.
Well,
I
you
was
can always
wondering,
call.
Blakester. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
With that avatar thing, do you get a report or how do you keep track of what people been asking?
I don't, unfortunately, I don't have a way of doing that. I just ask the teammates, right? Like I know Vicky uses it all the time.
Mhm.
I think Rita uses it from time to time, but there's others there that I know that are on my team, and I just talk to them, when I'm doing my follow-ups or my one-on-ones or just seeing how they're doing or whatever. Hey, are you using it or they'll tell me. But I love it, man. Don't get me wrong, because again, all of this it's meant so that you have that time freedom. It's meant so that if you take all the tools and put everything together in your systems, that you only have a 3 or 4 hour day, right? It only has to consist of you knowing what that content strategy is, putting all that stuff up, and then go about your day and look at your phone periodically, respond back. Oh, we got a message or a meeting. Okay. Or, oh, you want info? Cool. Here, let me send you this link that I've already got prepared because it's part of my system. You get it? Like everybody hopefully understands what I'm talking about. Once you have the systems in place, this all becomes really super simple, guys. Right? The part of the biggest problem, I'll tell you just from personal experience, is keeping up with the technology, man. That's it, because it goes so fast and there's constantly new things like, oh, you want to try this and try that and try that, you know? But beyond that, all of those same things still apply to what we're talking about to help you get from whatever that job is to be working from yourself. We have to learn how to build these teams. We have to learn how to be a good leader, how to support those people, how to identify the A, B, and C people, what to say to the C's, what to say to the B's, what to say to the A's. How do we, you know, support those people? Those are all things that we're going to have to do. And again, leaning back on my mentor, is at some point in time, we have to step into our power, my friends. You have to step into your power and step into the person that you were meant to be, especially if you're looking to change your life, right? There's no way from personal experience that I can tell you that if you're not thinking the right way, that you're ever going to get anything out of life, right? No way. But if you step into your power and step into who you're supposed to be, who you're meant to be, man, there are so many doors that will open up for you guys. I can't even explain it to you. You had to literally see it, go and experience it through yourself. And many of you know what I'm talking about. Rita knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure Keisha and many of you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, to where there are no doors open and all of a sudden many doors become available, like that kind of stuff. It's really, really fascinating to me. So, anywho, I trust that we all got some value out of this. Why don't we kick off one last question since we got a couple minutes? Let's see. Somebody that hasn't said anything today yet. What strategies have you found effective in your content creation? What strategies have you found effective in your content creation? Anyone? Vic, I know that's a residual hand raised, I think. Or do you care to share? Anyone? Okay, somebody that did talk.
Well, like I said earlier,
Y'all trying to be shy and stuff. Look at you.
like I said earlier, I started writing those articles on AI on LinkedIn, and I've got 79 subscribers, I think, to it,
Oh,
and getting some engagement from that, and just keep doing that. And I'm already talking to my avatar. I want to also promote your hormone health there, your hormone health hero, but it LinkedIn's more business like. So it gave me the idea of approach it from a business level of, how effective are you at doing your job or doing your business? Are you healthy in doing that? So I've got to re-strategize how to do a second article just around hormone health.
I love that.
About that. So
You know what popped into my head too while you were talking? Man, so those people that subscribed or whatever to that article or are subscribed to you, hey, now you can do social to lead on those people from right, put them right into your CRM and put them on a rotations of remembrance. And guys, we did not have this ability before, right? So 2 years has gone by. We've seen a lot of great things coming and more great things to see. So thank you for sharing.
one last thing, one of the tips I got was to thank the people that subscribe
For sure.
also.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Rita, what you got?
Hey, I think for me, when I was, because I like statistics, so I looked at what my posts visually, what they give you a couple of numbers, and so I looked at how many people actually looked. I looked at engagement, and then I looked to see what kind of response I got from the most. The most that I get is about me. I did one on speaking a couple of years ago. I noticed because I was looking at this for quite a while. And then I did something with the blue hair lady, and I got confirmation about me speaking with an accent from the person who's a Latina. And I was like, hey, do you think that I'm not making fun of everybody. It's just something that I do. And so, and for those of you that don't know, like Joe, I can go into different characters. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? So you come and visit me. I can help you with the stuff you need. So anyway, I go into that mode and another mode, country girl kind of sort of mode. But anyway, I don't want to make fun. I just have fun doing it because I've always had to mimic. So things like that, people seem to be drawn to, not about what I'm selling or whatever. It's just that kind of personality. So I hope that helps.
Well, maybe that's why we get along so well, because I'm the same way.
Yeah, I've been watching your posts.
And now I'm wondering too, that you say that too, I wonder maybe like I'm one of those people, and I don't know if there's a label that they put on people, but many times when I hear something, I mimic, you know what I'm saying? Like even in commercials as an example. Real bad at that. Oh my God. Real bad at that. So we'll be just sitting there watching television or something. Something will come on and I'll be like, tonight only. You know, just put my spin on it. Absolutely love that. But
I,
yeah, I
I
do the same
I
thing. It's
think
like
that's a part of what people,
mimicry.
yeah, how they get to know you. Like you're having
Yeah,
fun. It's like being a kid again. And that's how I look at it. So
right.
people are like, you're crazy. Yup.
Yeah,
I'm having a good
absolutely.
time being crazy.
100%. I'm glad you noticed, right? Takes crazy to notice crazy. On that note, and then ending tone, for those of you that don't know, Todd Falcone, he's very well known in the industry. He has a character that he created many years ago called Buzzy Boxer. And that was actually the inspiration. He was my inspiration for coming online. I looked at those videos and I said, wow, I understand, Vic. We're closing it out anyway. Thank you. We'll see you next Monday. But it was at that moment I saw that video. I was like, man, if you can have fun and build a business online and make money, I'm all in. So I trust we all got some value today. Let's go out there, have a fantastic week. Go kick ass, take names, my friends. We'll see you next Monday. Toot toot. Love you. Bye bye.